We changed our strategic objective last year to embrace technology and innovation. That's really setting the stall out of where the industry is moving to, the changing needs of our customers, our clients, and also our people. So how do we use technology to enable our potential?
We have an opportunity to move a traditional construction company into a digital era.
Having a geographical centralised system makes real sense, to the business, and where we can find value in that can really improve the lives of, and it's like coin a phrase, but the blue collar workers all the way up to senior management.
Traditionally, from a design perspective, I guess we often start with a blank canvas. So this will enable us to actually start with really advanced, pardon the pun, building blocks. That for me is the really exciting bit.
So the way we sort of think about technology and innovation is in a number of ways. So if you took the work we're doing with GIS, if you look at how we're embracing manufacturing and off-site and what it means to us through some of the work we're doing with MOJ on component level design, if you look at the way we're engaging with our people through our forward-thinking approach.
As an industry, we know and recognise that we have a skill shortage. So we've invested in a Shaping Your World campaign to go out and pick ambassadors from Kia to go and speak to children, 11 to 15-year-olds in school, to really inspire them to come into an industry, to educate them to the opportunities that are available, things that they might not have thought that were an opportunity or a job in construction, and then employ those people and look to retain that talent for the future. People within Kia feel that it's so important to get that message across. They want to pledge their time to the scheme so that we can encourage younger people.
We've got a 4 sort of box model, if you like. One is really about engaging people. So what do they see on the ground? What are their ideas? What would they like to see? Really the second one is just about capturing what we already do. We do a huge amount across a diverse business. And if we can capture that in a much better way, a more agile way. Sharing it. So just sharing that knowledge across our business and across the industry. And if we can just share that knowledge we've already got, someone somewhere in the world has already solved the problem we're thinking about, and it's the same in Kia. But ultimately rewarding it and recognising it. So we have 2 sort of key themes that we're doing there to try and move it forward. One is around Stars Awards. 40 colleagues across Kia have nominated their peers for the work they're doing every day.
I think we're showing good inroads into actually getting people to use digital tools and understanding BIM. When you look at BIM and laying the foundations right, looking at 3D models, looking at attributed information and data and documentation, the opportunity is endless. The people within the business will make whatever we do a success. So people are out delivering projects, and it's important that we can take a step back and actually review what their needs are. So we really encourage people in networking and champion groups, and just really to communicate more. There is generally somebody out there who is experiencing the same problem as you. The Digital Construction Apprenticeship Scheme was a scheme we launched back in April, and we have 8 new recruits starting the business for a 2-year period. We have some 18 to 24-year-olds in the first cohort, and they have gone through school learning. Some have actually been out onto construction sites and have worked on construction sites before, but understood that the digital side of things is important. They carry no baggage. There's no history there, so everything that we teach them, they're ready to absorb it. It's awesome.
Geographical information systems, which is what GIS stands for, is basically the science of where things are geographically, how we utilise them, how we store them, and how we present them back to the business. We're currently rolling out geospatial servers for both geo events and a central GIS enterprise server. And that allows us to store the data centrally, collect it through mobile devices, and also relay that on in various different formats, from maps, charts, plans, videos, online apps, and that kind of stuff. We currently develop an app, so it's Kia Safe Strike. It's kind of like a GIS application that's used on web browsers. Kia digs thousands of holes every day all across the UK, and before we break ground we must do what's called a stat search. So it's a search to find out what utilities are under the ground. We have a lot of, in our utilities contracts and our highways contracts, we have emergency works. Often getting that data from utilities companies can take anywhere from 24 hours to 2 weeks to get that data back if done properly. And this app gives them live access to that 24/7. So it's quite revolutionary. It's the first app developed of its kind in the world. So we're quite proud of that.
As an organisation, Kira are very focused at the moment around taking a design for manufacturing approach to project development. So that really means starting the design process with the end in sight, not just thinking about the look and feel of the final asset, but how we can facilitate the manufacture, off-site and on-site assembly process through design. And I guess nowhere is that truer than the work we've undertaken with the Ministry of Justice and other forward-thinking client departments. That DFMA approach is somewhat translated in the digital component libraries. So they're very much looking at using BIM and digital tool sets to not just look at building design, but components and platforms and how we translate that into, in this nature, custodial projects, but then how we take that forward again. Currently on this project, we're embedding the construction programme and sequencing into the design model, but also from a 5D perspective. So we're using these component models, to help with the measurement exercise, but also embedding unit costs into the models. So that's something that we can then take forward on future projects, and using the design and digital model to help with benchmarking activities. So coming together of design and cost. And from a client perspective, I guess where that gets really exciting for them is the fact that we're providing data-rich models that when it comes to asset handover, allows them to be more agile in the way they maintain their assets going forward.
Kira are a Tier 3 member of the Manufacturing Technology Centre, which enables us to join in some of the core research programmes that go on at MTC. It's been helping aerospace and automotive look at how they put new products and services. So if you took a PhD level study, how do we take that academic study and bridge the gap between that and proper commercial product? And we've been looking to use that in a number of areas to help us to accelerate and land some of our ideas. One of the things that we've learnt through working with the MTC is about technology roadmaps and how you can map technologies into outcome. Take GIS as an example. Okay, what is it going to enable us to be able to do differently? So is it going to enable us to work safer, faster, cheaper? Is it going to enable us to deliver extra revenue streams, for example? So aligning that technology to the outcome rather than saying this is just the technology we need to use. Making sure it's got a problem statement to overcome, mapping that technology and then aligning it to an outcome and a roadmap that says over the next 3 years, this is what we need to do.
Using technology in the right way, and simplifying people's jobs. It's nothing worse than complicating something that could be simplified, isn't it? So it's just putting the intelligence at people's fingertips in a manner that's really understandable, that they can then make a positive impact on their jobs, in their day-to-day lives. That's my key message, I guess.
I think for me it's the coming together of the multiple innovations with this programme. So it's not just pushing the boundaries in terms of its transformation and higher aspirations for the MOJ, it's also leading the way in terms of our approach to design and digitally, as well as the new products that we're looking at, but also the social value side. So we're really making real drivers to try and engage a low-skilled workforce, be that within the local area or with the use of prison industries.
I've been at Kira an awful long time, 27 years, and I think when you look back, we've never stopped changing, we've never stopped evolving, so I'm really confident in the future that if we do just keep embracing what's happening, we'll be setting ourselves up for a place that's fit for whatever that looks like. We just have to keep our people and our clients and our customers engaged in that process as we move forward, and I think that's really part of our forward-thinking strategy. It covers everything, and it means all things to all people.